welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I am Jen.
I'm Kathleen.
And we'll insert Amanda here.
Mm-hmm. Or Amanda will insert herself
Or Amanda
here.
will insert herself here. I like how I say we and I don't have anything to do with it.
We don't.
It took us a solid 40 minutes to set up the camera because Amanda's not here. And we're
not quite that bad.
I mean, I did have to Google how do you turn on the video.
I thought that was a good way to do it.
I thought so too.
Use your tools.
I'm sure Amanda's like, I do not want to receive a text from you right now.
She's in a meeting somewhere in Miami.
She is insurancing.
Mm-hmm. She is
right?
insurancing.
She's insurancing.
Almost all week.
Yes. So you have us today and her.
Exactly.
Secondarily. And from a second location, I should say. An undisclosed location. She'll tell you. But in the
which
meantime,
actually might be here. I mean, she might
That's
record
true.
here.
She could record here after the fact, which is, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Or she'll record in a hotel room.
True. She might record. Well, she said she has a lot of stuff. So
yeah.
she wanted to be sure to do a segment for today, even though she couldn't be here with us.
Yeah.
So
we could do a Where in the World is Amanda.
There you go. There you go.
She could get a red hat and everything and have the theme song stuck in her head for days. So we are a podcast all about knitting and crocheting and fiber stuff and weaving and spinning and embroidery and stuff you do with yarn.
Stuff you do with yarn.
Stuff you do with yarn, right?
And acquisition of yarn.
And acquisition of yarn and indecision about what to do with said yarn. That's a lot of what you'll get from me today. So we also digress a lot.
We do.
And yeah.
And one of our things that we usually do at the beginning is Jen guesses what episode it is.
Oh, crap.
And I actually even put it out on my document today, and I know you always say...
Again, I do not...
You would never notice,
I do not look. I mean, this is not it's not like, you know when you go into a restaurant and you're having a conversation or whatever, inevitably I end up shushing my husband because I'm like, I'm busy eavesdropping. And I was like, did you hear what she said? I need to know. Go walk up to the bathroom and just kind of linger and see if you can tell who is she talking about? Is it someone at the table? Is it not someone at the table? And he's like, can we have a conversation just us? I'm like, they're way more interesting. I'm sorry. We're super boring.
Oh God.
But yeah, so I do that audibly, but not necessarily visually, and not necessarily here. We're in the 80s.
We are in the 80s.
Are we 83?
We are higher than 83.
84. 85. 86?
86.
Holy moly, we're almost at 90.
We are almost at 90. We are past the halfway point of the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But we should actually look up songs from each year now.
Oh yeah, now we're in the 80s.
What's the best song
80s?
Something by R.E.M. maybe.
From 86?
That's what I would think of.
I would say R.E.M. is 87-ish, right?
Well, I started listening to them earlier this year.
You're like, I was cool.
I knew when their first album was coming up before it was out. Because one of my friends was she had a music magazine. I was technically the managing editor, but basically I was moral support.
Yeah,
but I was on the masthead for all the early issues.
It counts. No, I can't even think of anything from 86.
I never know what year anything happened unless.
Oh well,
I never ever know.
Now that Max is 13 and we're okay, you're gonna watch some classics and from the 80s, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of random movies where I'm like, let's watch this. And Jonathan took care of the he's seen the Terminator and Predator. I'm like, I've seen them. I don't need to see them again. Woo! I've seen them several times. I don't need to see them again.
Sorry. And I had knee surgery on Thursday. I'm doing really well. I am.
Not a replacement.
No. Just arthroscopic, but cleaning up the mess that happened in January when I fell and broke my knee. And, well, not really broke my knee.
Not really broke your knee.
But pretty much broke my knee.
Pretty much busted. Kathleen broke herself.
So anyway, my foot is up and being iced, and apparently the thing that it is on shifted, but I think it's stable now.
You stable?
I think I'm stable.
So it looks
that's
stable.
what the little pop was.
You can't see it because of the magic of video.
But it feels much better because it is up now.
And she's icing it, which is good.
Icing is very important.
So one of the movies that I showed Max was Top Gun because I was like, all right, we're gonna, and then I took him to go see the new Top Gun.
That's perfect.
Good.
That's a do the old and then the new. Yeah.
And I mean, I also usually give a little history lesson whether he wants it or not. It's not really a history lesson, but it's more of a, in this case,
setting
it was
the scene or...
Tom Cruise is crazy and a Scientologist, but he makes a good movie.
And he grew up in the next town over.
And he grew up in Glen Ridge. Who knew? Before he had his teeth fixed. So we watched Top Gun, and Top Gun is 86. So I could tell you, Take My Breath Away by Berlin.
There you go.
And the annoying theme song, which is also written by the dude who, like I could sing it. You don't want me to sing it. Also written by the dude who did Axel F, I'm pretty sure.
The Heat Is On. Well, he did The Heat Is On.
Well, that's Glenn Frey.
Oh, true.
No,
true.
but the dun 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 dun.
I don't know if I ever saw that movie, actually.
You've never seen Beverly Hills Cop?
Oh, no. I thought you meant Top Gun.
Oh, Top Gun. You've never seen Top Gun? Jonathan has never seen Top Gun either. I'm like...
I don't know. I'm like...
It's a little... I mean... It's beautifully shot. I have to say, it's beautifully shot. It's a really impressive feat of filmmaking for, like, dogfights and aerial photography. And my dad was a pilot. Just a small plane pilot. And so I watched a lot of, like, aerial photography, dogfight, World War II movies growing up, because he's like, it's so cool. Right? So I've learned a lot about it. So we saw Top Gun. Not a movie you really want to go see with your parents when you're 11. But, again, beautifully shot. Plus, it has young Val Kilmer at his peak and Tom Cruise
there you go.
as a baby. Like a tiny little muscular baby, and like beach volleyball and all kinds of layers you can unpack from that. And I'll tell you, I don't particularly care for what's his name in the new one. The guy who plays Goose's son. I do love Anthony Edwards. Who's Goose? What's his name? Who was also in the Drummer movie. I like my Drummer movie. But he is also quite pretty with his shirt off, and it had the new movie had a very, like, moving part from Val Kilmer, who is not in the best health, and it was very touching. I was like, this is impressive. The second one is a much better movie than the first.
So it's almost 40 years later, huh?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is really crazy.
Right, and Tom Cruise still looks really good. He's got a lot of good work done. I mean, apparently Crazy agrees with him.
Collagen.
Yeah. I mean, there's like multiple, like, deep plane facelifts and Botox and, you know, blood of aliens and whatever else Scientology. Sorry if anyone's a Scientologist. I can't. But Amanda's like, yeah, you really digress this time.
Yeah. In fact, this may get cut out. Maybe not, though. Probably not. So, so it's episode 86. Maybe I'll start finding songs from the years. I will.
87. Oh, man.
No, but like I said, I hardly ever know what year something happened.
I
just never think about things that way. I don't know why.
Well, you know what it is? It's because I'm like, I was born in 75, so like...
You were 11.
I was 11.
Well,
I remember things from, like, when I was 12, like 13, and, like, I can tell you, like, 1993, the year I graduated from college, or the year I graduated from high school, not college. Like, I could tell you, like, a whole litany of songs, because it was basically, like, what did we listen to then?
Yeah.
But, like, you know, but now I couldn't tell you, like, you know, is this song from, like, 2020, 2019? No idea.
Yeah.
Early 2000s I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Jewel, 1999.
There you go.
So, we usually start with, sometimes we've done Around Town. We have a pretty good Around Town for this one.
We do. So, I guess what we'd say for Around Town this time is our birthday sale. Oh. We are about to be 5. In fact, I think it was September 24th. I think that was our very first day. If we look back on Facebook and Instagram, I'm sure we can see, but I feel like it was... Yeah, because actually my wedding anniversary is the 21st, which is tomorrow. But yeah,
happy anniversary!
Thank you. We're 25 years.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and Gene is going out for a farewell dinner with his group, and I'm here for dinner. So then he's going to North Carolina this weekend for his high school reunion. We're going to do something. We're going to, like we do with my birthday. My birthday is in mid-December, and we often celebrate in March, just because there's not a lot else going on for us in March. Sometimes that's the way to do it. You know, right? Don't try to squeeze it in when there's not really time.
Exactly.
Do it when you can enjoy it. You know?
When you have the time and you can make something special. And also, like, you know, when you're a little bit more mobile and not, like, you know, propping things up. But
so right now it's like, we have been doing a lot of takeout and stuff, like way more than we usually do, just because, I don't know, though I am planning on making beef stew tonight. We'll see.
I'm impressed.
We'll see.
But, so our announcement is not just that we're 5,
but that we are having our big annual birthday sale.
Woohoo! So that starts on...
Actually, it will start before the podcast comes out, because the podcast will be out Saturday or Sunday, depending on Amanda's schedule. But it's going to go to Wednesday the 28th. So if you are local-ish and you see this early on, you'll definitely want to come in and check out some of the things that we've got on sale.
We have things from 30 to 50% off.
Yep.
And a ton of stuff. It's awesome. Plus, it's in-store only.
Yes, this is in-store only. So if you are at a distance and you cannot come into the store, we care about you too. And we are going to be doing another sale beginning October 1st.
And that one will be online only.
That will be online only, exactly. So what we're doing right now, you know, this is a big time of the year for us as we're bringing in all of our new fall and winter yarns. We've got to clear out some things either that we've had for a while and we've decided
some space.
It's time to move on. So one of those, believe it or not, guys, Ba La Jolla, is, you know, we've carried it from day one. It's not that we don't love it anymore, but, you know, you have to change things up.
You got to change things up. And plus there's lots of fun stuff. And this is the kind of thing where it's a great opportunity to come in, check out the Ba, check out some of the ancient art Socknado will be on sale.
Yeah, we've got a few different, well, all of that. Yeah, everything that we've got left of ancient art Socknado. Apple Tree Knits. She's no decided to close that shop. And
but let me tell you, her yarns are beautiful. They're radiant.
Long gradients.
And we still have some, and this is a chance to snap them up.
Exactly.
There's like a lot. Also, if you're a cashmere fan, Juniper Moon Peeps and Juniper Moon
Jade Sapphire.
Jade Sapphire, sorry. It's the J's.
It's the J's.
Jade Sapphire Peeps and Jade Sapphire cashmere will be on sale. And those are fantastic for, like, if you're looking for like a luxe holiday gift, something like a quick knit, easy peasy, like
super
a little something special for somebody. Those are fantastic choices. What else do we have? The last bit of colors of our beloved Juniper Moon 14, which has been discontinued.
Yep.
Sad.
Though we do, and we'll probably tell you about this on the next episode, we've got something new that is a nice replacement for it.
There's something good coming, but in the meantime,
but
if you're
love
14 fan,
which we know a lot of people are, merino and cashmere, it's so lovely, so squishy.
Oh, I almost
forgot. We've got over
forgot.
30 balls of that available.
Oh, that's great. The Celestina from Juniper Moon, which is another, like, luxury.
That one, I think, is 60 cashmere and 40 merino. So nice. I started designing a cowl with that last year.
Yeah.
If there's, well, I mean, buy it now. If you love cashmere, it's lovely. It's a DK weight.
Yeah. It's a great chance to get a good deal on some of these like really lovely yarns.
And that one Juniper Moon decided to discontinue.
Yeah.
And a lot of things, you know, in this like late pandemic time, all the yarn manufacturers are having trouble manufacturing all of their different lines.
It's supply chain.
It's supply chain, and it's labor too.
Yeah.
There's not enough people to run the different equipment. And equipment breaks. There's no one to fix it. I mean, it's all these things that like you wouldn't even think about. But we were sad to hear that was going away. They were sad to have to say that. But
there are some fiber mills that close, and they're you know, if there's like a specific
they were making
technique,
something pretty unique.
A unique way it's spun, then it's hard to replicate that, so they can't necessarily. And you want continuity of quality and you want continuity of brand. So, like, that's why some things just get discontinued. It's not because it didn't sell or because it's not beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. It's more about just producing it and being able to produce the quantities they needed of it.
We have a couple yarns from Cascade, too, that are on sale.
Yeah, we've got a little bit
superwash
left of that, and the Cherub Chunky.
Yeah.
We definitely, we're kind of all in with King Cole for the baby yarns. And also, we've got Vintage Chunky now, too, which is the whole merino blend from Berroco.
Great. But if you're a Cherub Chunky fan or a 128 superwash, or you're looking to make something that'll work up quick and be really great for, washable, whether it's home or kid or adults who spill, like me. Those are awesome.
Yeah. Actually, the LRA kid fur, this is such a cool...
oh my gosh, I love the kid fur.
We've got full bags of it. I love it too, but
it's so pretty.
It's alpaca and mohair.
Oh, you can't touch it.
I'm allergic to both alpaca and mohair, and
It's a no-no for Kathleen.
I think we talked about it on one episode. Very few people are allergic to alpaca and mohair.
And mohair.
I'm special.
You have a talent.
I do.
It's a no-no for Kathleen. It's a
yes
for me.
For everybody else. So, and Amanda made a great hat out of that. We have a lovely hat sample.
So fun. It's like floofy and buzzy. And you can also check out a preview of what these yarns look like on our website, shopyarnia.com.
Yes.
You can look them up. We have the full list of everything on sale will be going up on Facebook, Instagram. If you got our newsletter, you have that full list already.
You already have it. Yep.
And honestly, if you didn't get our newsletter, you can go to our Facebook page and go back to the post with the newsletter and click through, and you can view it that way as well. Also, I highly recommend signing up for it.
Yes, even better, just get it in your inbox. So Germantown, they now have a million colors. And we have a couple of shelves allocated to it,
colors.
But it's, there are like many multiple grays now. There are many multiple yellows. So
we pick our favorites.
We've pared down a little bit on our selection. So the ones that we're not carrying anymore are 30% off. Germantown unicorns are really fun. They're
one of a kind.
They're marled yarns, basically. It's two strands of two different colors held together. Super cute. Really easy way to make a marled looking hat or knits or something.
I was going to say hat and knits, or if you wanted to do what's the cowl that I'm thinking of? Shifty. The shift cowl in Germantown unicorns. That would be it's a little heavier weight than I think the pattern calls for.
I think it calls for sport, but you could
also
just
be big and squashy.
Yeah, very nice. And then Manos Maxima.
Which is one of my favorite yarns.
Yeah, it is a lovely yarn. It really is.
And we're just mixing
we don't have room for everything. We don't have room for everything. We love to bring in new things, but in order to bring in new things, we need to make room by clearing out some.
But that's okay because you guys get the advantage.
You benefit. Oh, then the big thing is chill and drizzle. So, as you guys have probably heard us say, Sugarbush, one of our favorite yarn brands from day one. They closed a while back. We did buy out most of their remaining inventory. And so there are certain yarns that we still have really good quantities on. Yeah. So Chill we've used for our 101 classes for a long time.
That's a super bulky.
Yep. And Drizzle is a mohair that's comparable to Kid Silk Haze. Yeah. So those, whatever quantities we have left of that, those are 40% off.
Which is
amazing.
A steal, guys.
But I went a little crazy. I was telling Jen and Amanda this crazy idea that I had the other day. Again, we have for some of these we've got an ample supply. So if you actually wanted to buy a bag of either of those colors, of either of those yarns in the colors that we have full bags in, they're going to be 50% off. So, but it's only for the full bag.
Yeah, only for the full bag.
It's not 10 or more. It's if you buy a bag, the bag is 50% off the original price.
But if you have your eye on like those super bulky sweaters that knit up in like a weekend, a week maybe. Mm-hmm.
Or a throw. I think actually there's somebody who's making a beautiful throw.
A throw. Yeah. I was talking to a friend who made a throw and some a couple of throws actually in some nice super bulky yarn. I should tip her off because she might be into this.
So so the Chill started out at $15 a ball. So a bag would be $150. So you can get a bag for $75.
That's
and
amazing.
it's like 500 yards. I think there are 52 yards each. I think those balls.
That's fantastic.
I'm pretty sure. So and then the drizzle similarly. Like if you want to make one of those, what is it, PetiteKnit Sunday sweater? I think that Amanda made.
Oh, she
held 4 strands.
Beautiful PetiteKnits.
4 strands held together. You definitely could do that with a bag of the drizzle mohair.
Oh, easy. Because there's a ton of yardage, and silk mohair has a ton of yardage because it's technically lace weight, but it's just.
It's got fluff. It's got.
And the drizzle colors are lovely. It's
I know we've got navy still. We've got I think
that would
like
be beautiful.
More of a like almost like a magenta-y purple. We've got a lilac.
I love that purple.
Yep.
That
and there's
navy,
one multi.
That navy would be so pretty in one of those like Sunday sweater or the I think the other one is the Saturday sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at a bajillion sweater. I'll tell you
why.
why.
Are you still thinking?
I am indecisive.
Maybe we can
I'll fill you in.
Maybe we can help. Okay. So anyway.
So yeah. That's our like
a lot of
pitchy pitch. But this is the thing. Like we only do this once a year.
We only have a birthday once a year.
We only have a birthday once a year. But we also have fun stuff like we have a door prize raffle.
Yes.
So and you can get an entry every time you like 1 entry per person per day.
That you visit us during the sale.
Visit us. So just, come visit us every day.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you. Like, cool.
Yep.
And we have gifts with purchase.
We do.
So we have...
So for $50 and more, we have soak hand sanitizer, which the people that love it, love it.
I love it.
It is a good one. It definitely is.
It's not... I don't know. Some of the hand sanitizers, I feel like I might as well just be dumping pure alcohol in my hands, and I can feel my cuticles crack when I'm doing it. But like the soak hand sanitizer, and it doesn't smell weird.
And it doesn't make your hands sticky. I hate the ones they either dry your hands out or make them sticky.
Tacky.
Yeah. One of the
purchase.
Yes, one of the other fun things with purchase, and this we have about 15 of these available.
These are super special.
They are so cute. You are not going to be able to see them from here.
Hold on, I'll stand up and I'll go bring them up.
So we recently did a big order with Katrinkles, and one of the things we ordered was these adorable sheep yarn cutters, and they're definitely a little pricey for the size that they are. So
but they're the perfect gift with purchase.
They are. So with the first 15 people that spend $150 or more, have their choice, while they last, of either the cedar Yarnia yarn cutter or the orange metallic Yarnia yarn color.
Cute the little sheepy is.
I have one of the orange ones on my keychain.
I love the cedar one too.
Yeah, because then I always have it with me. It's like I always have my keys with me, so then I always have the ability to cut yarn with me.
And TSA approved, right? So you don't have to worry about them.
They don't even know what it is.
Yeah, they're like, it's a little sheep.
Little sheep on your keys. Yes, because I love sheep.
And I don't have to sit there and try to snap mercerized cotton in my hands.
That's right.
Cut myself. They're so cute, and they're such a good. I feel like that's such a good gift with purchase. So it's like the first 15
people that spend $150 or more.
So come in early, guys.
Yeah. And it's not going to be hard with all these things 30, 40, and 50% off.
Yeah.
We're going to have people hitting that $150.
And we're also this is our birthday celebration. So I feel like this is always like a fun thing. Like we're we're happy to celebrate with you guys. We're happy.
We are. Thank you for getting us to 5 years. So
supportive and so awesome. And so that's our little our shill.
There you go. And definitely do if you are further afield, like we said, check our website, October 1 forward. Yep.
And we'll have a little something special for you.
Oh, definitely.
We got you covered.
Yeah, because the other thing, as I'm pulling together, the things for the sale and everything, I find little things. I'm like, oh, we only have 7 of these left and they're not available anymore. They're going in the sale. So right now, this is the list of things we know we've got plenty of. Yeah. But there are going to be some little surprises. And and also depending on how quickly things sell, we hate when the sale area looks sad. So we refill. There's always things we can do.
And it runs until Wednesday, September 28th.
End of the day, Wednesday, September 28th, which is an
23rd to the 28th.
Closing for us.
Yeah, so that's your late night. And we're also doing a late night on Friday, but this will
come out after that.
Sorry,
guys, we're so sorry. Yeah, we're as organized as we can be, given life. Right. we are.
Life is life, right?
Yep.
But we hope to see you guys, and if not,
definitely check out.
We'll see you online.
Exactly.
But that's our good around town today. I'm sure there's other stuff going on around town, but like this is really what we're focused on.
Of course, exactly.
That's the filter you get from us.
Mm-hmm. So, with all of that said, shall we finish objects?
We shall.
All right. You're almost finished. You're so close.
I'll talk about that in a minute. Talk about your finished objects.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing my first Ranunculus, which was made in Juniper and Zoe. Thank you. Wore this to Rhinebeck a couple of years ago.
I was going to say, when it was that hot Rhinebeck.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody, MD Quilter, posted a sweet picture. She's doing the pigskin challenge, which is like...
Oh, yeah. It's
different pictures every day for the month of September, I guess.
Yep.
And one of the things was, like what fiber festivals and things do you go to? And I was so happy to be in her picture from Rhinebeck from last year. Yeah.
That's so sweet. She's such a sweetie.
She is, Beth. I am planning to go this year. I don't completely have my act together. And you said you're probably not going because it's Ollie's birthday weekend.
It usually coincides with Ollie's birthday weekend. Mm-hmm. And so I'm measuring out yarn. There's a chance, but I can't necessarily commit. So I'm not making anything specifically for... Mm-hmm. I mean, if I do end up going...
I could have given you one of the yarn cutters, Jen.
I know, but I like this one. I like snapping.
The linen, there's
the linen. There's like
I can beat you.
I can beat you. I will defeat you.
I will dominate.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like if I go, I will have something to wear.
I'm sure.
But it'll be spur of the moment and really just dependent on.
Well, and that's
external things.
Yeah, my big in progress is what I'm planning to wear assuming I finish it. But the other finished object, like this is an old finished object. The new finished object is with a new yarn in store. It is called the Belva MKAL, Belva, and this is Berroco Dash, which is our new in-store yarn. So yeah, it's really fun. This was one of the new things. This is sort of somewhere between the Chill and the 14. Yeah. They list it as the super bulky. I don't know. The yarn weights are a continuum. They really are. That's one thing I think a lot of people... Yes. It's hard to understand. I do agree because people see a number on a yarn. It's like, is it a 2? Is it a 3? Is it a 4? But
and that was the yarn industry's attempt at standardization, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is awesome. But at the same time... A range. But exactly. It's not like, all DK yarns are exactly 235 yards per 4 ounces or 100 grams. It's not like worsted is always exactly 200. It's 190 to 210. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less, depending on what the fiber is. Yeah. That's the other thing that's like got to be accounted for.
Classic wool worsted weight is about 220 yards for 100 grams, but about is the key thing. It could be airier and loftier and way less. I mean, there's so many ways you can go.
So this is labeled as a 6, which Sugar Brush Chill is also labeled as a 6.
Yes. And
this is way squishier. If they had more of a range, I would say this is a 5.5. Yeah. It's definitely heavier than a regular bulky, but it is not as heavy as what I'm used to as a super bulky.
Yeah, it says 11.5 to 12 stitches to 4 inches. So that's about like 3 stitches an inch. And I mean, super bulky can go as much as like 1.5 to 2 stitches.
I usually think like 2 stitches.
I usually think like 2 to 3, depending
on how tightly you're working it and whatever.
Right. And this is on 13 to 15 needles is what they recommend.
And because I'm so loose, I used an 11. But like a normal person would use a 13.
I would totally use them.
So, but this was so easy. And the instructions...
the yarn did the work.
Yeah, the yarn really did the work. So this is called Dash. And you definitely see the little dashes. You basically work... when you hit the colored portion, you work... knit stitches on the right side. No, you work purl stitches on the wrong side.
Purl stitches on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So this is I think it's reversible. So this is shown with like the dashy side. Yeah. Dash out. And then the other side is like
It wasn't clear from the pattern actually which should be the right side and the wrong side, but well, yeah, this is so this is what was the right side as I was working, but I actually like the look of the wrong side where you really get all the dashes.
Well, and that's actually the beauty part of a cowl.
Yeah.
Is that...
Well, if you seam it neatly, you really can wear it either way.
It's totally...
And
it can totally be reversible.
It's pretty neat. What do you think? I mean,
I
wove in my ends.
I think it's very neat.
Thank you.
This is where I would futz with the pattern, and I would 100% use, instead of seaming it, if you were... Sorry,
I should have done provisional.
I would have done a provisional.
If I had thought about it in advance, I would have done provisional and then just knit it together, and it would truly be seamless.
But you know what? It's also nice because this is a shop sample to see this is exactly what you get when you follow the pattern, and like it's also like you can't tell. Right?
No,
like,
you really can't
I mean,
tell.
there's like a little seam, but it's neat and it looks fine. And if you wear it inside out or right side out, no one will know.
Well, the other funny thing about this pattern, and I think this is a paid pattern, though I don't know, we'll have to find out from Berroco if we can, give it to people with purchase of the yarn. Because
we're working for you, folks.
Exactly, we try. The gauge for this is 11.5 to 12 stitches over 4 inches. So say 3 stitches to the inch, and they say it's 7.5 inches wide, but they tell you to cast on 30 stitches. So it's 10 inches wide.
It's 10 inches wide.
So
maybe they pulled it when they. I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway, this was one of those, I just sat down on the sofa one night or one weekend afternoon, and not long, a couple of days, like here and there. I did it while I was watching the U.S. Open. I remember, watching some of that. Perfect TV knit. So I didn't really pay attention to I didn't notice the discrepancy between the gauge listed on, and actually the gauge was listed in the pattern as well.
Interesting.
But I read the part that said cast on 30.
So you're like, all right.
Whatever. So I figured out how many it is the right number of square inches of fabric that I made, but because they told you to cast on 30 and not cast on, it would have been like 24 or something. It is 10 inches wide, not 7.5 inches wide, therefore it's shorter.
I would rather have...
I like the
proportions
size.
of that.
And also, look, and it even kind of matches my top.
It totally matches your top. I was like, it's a very Catholic
That's why I picked this one.
What is that? One ball of yarn?
This is one ball of yarn.
Oh, that's perfect.
And
that's great.
I had like a foot and a half left at the end.
Like, make it a gift for everybody. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but it's because I'm thinking in my head, what do I need to make? But sometimes you're in that like, oh no, I need a gift for, my sister-in-law or, my brother-in-law.
Or a nice teacher gift, a teacher that you really appreciate.
And I feel like this kind of cowl, depending on the color you pick, it's very gender neutral.
Yeah, for sure.
It can be for anybody.
Yeah.
They have a beautiful grays. I would totally do.
Oh yeah, do you want to let's just go ahead and show these while we...
Yeah, we're gonna go in and show.
We're kind of, there's not really the usual flow today. We're just kind of... That's what happens when it's two of us.
We're like, we're going to do this. All right, so this one is grays, color 3819. Very fancy naming. This is the blues. Yeah. Right? And I feel like I grabbed another blue.
There are 6 colorways, and Amanda does have pictures of them on the website.
Yeah, oh, that's funny. These are
they're the same
colorways.
but they start at different points in the color progression, so they don't look the same.
You see the difference.
Starting with the light versus starting with the dark.
Here's the greens.
There's greens.
I love the greens. It's got a little bit of teal in it.
Yeah.
Shocker, I love that.
Shocker. There's reds to pinks.
I have. Is this the
That's the one that I did.
This is all right. So this is the same. It's like
this
oranges, and this one has a little bit more pink.
Well, I guess mine does. It has a tiny little bit of pink, yeah. But because it's on the outside, it kind of you think that it's going to be more pink.
Oh, this one's pretty. This has got like purple, blues, reds,
red, purple.
And
1, 2,
I have
3,
the 2 like slightly colored neutrals, which I think are lovely.
There's one that's browns. Yeah, that's the browns.
Browns with a little bit of green. These 2 are the same, I think.
Oh, look at that.
3811. 3811. Yeah, so this one has
and those are very different.
A really pretty like taupe gray and like a greeny taupe. Really pretty.
Yeah, so they're fun. These are 28 each, but I did make the whole cowl out of it.
I mean, that's a great
And Amanda, I know, is working on a crocheted sample with it, which I would be surprised if she has ready to show. She'll certainly show it as a whip, if not a finished object.
Because it goes nice and quick. Love this stash.
It's nice. It's very squishy. Very almost like spongy in a good way.
I would love mitts and a cowl out of this. That would be so pretty. Or you could do if it's your first scarf or something like that.
Yep. Do a couple of them for a scarf.
Do it in the super bulky, because otherwise you're going to be knitting for ever.
And that's why
says the girl who made a fingering weight 6 foot long scarf, 1 by 1 rib, because I'm crazy. God.
As one of your first projects?
Oh no.
Okay,
that was Jonathan wanted a scarf, and he didn't want it to curl, and he wanted it to look like stockinette, and it was black and gray.
Oh boy.
And I'm a sucker.
You're very good. You're a good person. You love Jonathan.
You will never ever lose this scarf, because I will not make another one. And he has been very careful and has not lost his scarf.
I would think so.
Something like this, I would totally be like, yeah, I can knock that out in the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So
just garter. Go garter.
Yeah, so this is my only finished object. You're so close.
Oh, okay, so yeah, let's scooch to.
Do you have other finished objects?
I have no other finished objects, because I have been.
You've had construction going on.
I've had construction going on in my house since May. They're drywalling today.
Yay!
Which is awesome.
That's very exciting.
Which is
Kids
great.
Back to school. All the
Kids
back to school starting stuff. Right?
All the back to school starting stuff. It was Jonathan's 50th birthday.
That's right.
There's been a lot in the last 2 weeks. And part of what has been going on, so I'll also transition into whips a little bit here.
Sounds good.
Is because I have an almost finished object.
Yes, an UFO.
An UFO. It is my Anker sweater. I have almost all of the ends woven in. And I am on the tubular bind off for the hem. Mm-hmm. And you can see how much I have.
So close. Oh.
So close. Less than, probably just about a foot.
Wow.
Left to do. So I'm doing it now. I will get it done before the end of this podcast.
All right, and then
we will have a little wardrobe thing,
yes.
And I will change. And one of the reasons it's taking so long is A, it's a tubular bind off on the bottom.
Yes.
But B, I have extra yarn, right? So I have at least 2 more skeins of this Juniper Moon Damask. But I got to basically, I just rejoined yarn. I got to this much left to bind off and ran out of yarn, and I was like, I wish I
had just given you the ball that I had though for my sweater.
I considered texting you last night, but I
even know where it is. It's on my dining room table.
But this is the thing. I had my swatch. Mm-hmm. So
I know. Yep, I've got my Corey swatch.
I was like,
too.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is why I keep my swatches. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not going to wind an entire skein. I will do something else with that skein of yarn.
For sure.
I instead unraveled powder to my swatch.
There you go.
And I'm like, you know what? I just need a couple yarns.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I just need to finish Kitchenering the knits to the pearls and be done. And yeah, I mean, it's like a hand-painted yarn, so the color is slightly different. I do not care. I want to wear this.
It's the bind-off row. You're not.
It's the bind-off row. You're just going to see little dots and dashes, and it'll all leave
here and there.
So I am nearly done with this.
Oops.
And I knew I was playing yarn chicken and might have to pull out my swatch or wind the ball of yarn earlier in this week. So instead I just put it aside and I started researching for my fall I continued researching for my fall sweater
Your sweater class, yeah.
I am facing massive indecision. I cannot.
What are some of the?
My God! I had sent Kathleen and Amanda a list of narrowed it down to
it was 6. It was
6 sweaters.
It was pretty concise and they were good. They were good choices. Yeah.
And then I decided I didn't want to do any of them. I bought some of the patterns to read through them to see, and I was like, maybe I do want to do
I
this
love that
one.
last one. I love that last one.
I didn't
I don't
love
remember
the way
what
the
it is.
projects were looking.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I do normally
love
look
the
at
way
projects.
it looked on. I'm not gonna say what it is because it still might come up. It was one of those things where the process for this is it has to be something that I want to make.
Of course it does, because you're leading the class and you're making it. It's
something to my taste, and I'm like, but it also has to be something that is teachable. right? So you're not going to get
It has to be a good pattern. It has to be a good pattern. It has to be. It can't be something where it's like, well, we've got to rewrite all of this, and we've got to rewrite all of that.
Yeah. And that's not to say that there are a ton of patterns out there that are like that. So automatically that knocks out every single drops pattern. Sorry, they're terrible. They have beautiful, beautiful designs. Yep. Their patterns are written horribly. Don't use a drops pattern. Yes. Don't.
Well, also
look for something else.
Yeah.
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 And then I also usually start with a weight of yarn.
Yes, it's a good idea to have a weight in mind. Otherwise, you got to filter things somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ravelry's Advanced Search really comes in handy for this because you can drill down into, I want to do a garment, I want to do a sweater, I want to do a pullover, I don't feel like doing a cardigan this time. I want to do it in DK weight. Yep. And this time I was looking at both DK and worsted, knowing also what we have available in the store and what would be good and what I want to work with. Yep, yep. No, that's
totally fair.
I'm looking mostly for DK weight. Yeah. And then I was thinking, we did a cable sweater last fall. It was very ambitious. I want to pull it back a little bit, scale it back.
Not quite ambitious because a lot of the people in the class do take it every time.
Yeah,
I mean you always have new people as well.
Yeah,
but
so I want to make it interesting for folks.
Exactly, interesting and approachable, and sometimes a big challenge, but not always a big challenge.
Yeah. So, and some aspect that's teachable. So I was looking
so that everyone's really learning something new by doing the class.
Exactly. I was looking at some contiguous style shoulder shaping because I think that would be interesting to learn. I mean, I know how to do it, but I think that would be interesting for other folks to learn. Yep. And not just, a round or a raglan. But then I was like, but a round and a raglan looks good. I'm like, do I want to do color work? Do I want to do texture? Do we want to do lace? What do we want to do? And so I now have 50 tabs open on my computer at home.
Oh boy.
But I can tell you what some of them are if I can open up my history.
So do we want our question for this time to be for people to vote, or do you?
Yeah, I want some suggestions. You know what I want to know? Either. This is a really loosey-goosey one. Either, what kind of thing would you want to learn? Would you want to learn a basic sweater that has a couple of interesting details and really kind of focusing on fit? A technique-based sweater, something colorworky, or lacy, or a textured yoke, or what have you? What kind of thing would you want to learn? Or do you have a pattern suggestion, DK weight, pullover, that you think would be a good fit for a sweater class?
Can we go with the latter? Can we go with, because that can be incorporated. It can be incorporated. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait till, because we are going to talk about
find a pattern, and then if you want to learn color work, pick a color work pattern.
Yeah. When you should have seen, and Gene, he's so good. He helped me. Because my assistant Haley is now back at college. Right? She's usually the one that helps me with the stuff. But over the weekend, it was sometime on Sunday, we went through all of the responses that were in at that point on the last question. Yeah. And it was so hard to come up with categories. Because we asked a very general, we kind of asked 3 questions in one.
When you ask a general question, you get some general answers.
You get some general answers. But we will talk about it because it was very interesting. And that was about MKALs. Yes. But so we're looking for DK pullover suggestions. Yes. That would be good for Jen's fall sweater class.
Now keep in mind, Seisha is teaching a weekender. Yes. Sweater class.
Via Zoom.
And Evelyn is teaching a design your own colorwork sweater class.
Yes. I helped somebody pick out yarn yesterday for that.
Beautiful?
Oh my gosh. It was she's using Alpaca Soft in chocolate and plum.
Ooh,
and
beautiful.
Camel. It's such an unusual palette and gorgeous.
I love
that. And then one skein of the, what is it? I think it's called Wine and Dine of the Squish DK tweed. I can't wait to see it. I'm definitely.
Oh my gosh, that's
so that starts on Saturday, which is the day that this may come out, or maybe the day after this comes out.
Yes.
Or the day before this comes out.
So I'll give you a couple of
tell us some of the ones you thought about. Here's a few things
that I'm looking at. I looked at Foxhole Studio by Kristen Kapoor. I looked at the Foxhole sweater, which is, I don't remember which one that. I looked at Hearthstone by Isolde Teague, because that has some interesting increases with a little bit of cable.
So for our drawing, we're looking for suggestions beyond these, right? We're not saying.
I mean, I'm fine if you want to vote for one of these.
Okay, that's fine. So it's either which one of these do you like, or if you have another suggestion.
Yes,
that's easy enough to do.
Floof.
Oh, I love the name.
Deer.
I love the name.
And I love Skandir.
Yep.
Thea Colman's White Russian.
I think that's in my queue.
This is the thing. I looked at both my favorites. I looked at in the queue.
Well,
I looked at Hot Right Now.
You know which one? I love Widow's Kiss, though. Love Widow's Kiss.
Oh, I like Widow's Kiss. You know what? The neckline is the one on Widow's Kiss is the one where I was like, maybe
See, I
not.
feel like that's flattering on a lot of people. It's more of a boat neck. It's like ribbing going into a boat neck.
Sometimes boat necks choke me. Midori Pullover. I know.
Either
you're like
my hairball.
Or both if you're my cat. Celeste pattern by Sari Nordlund. Favorite flannel by
oh my goodness.
By what's her name? Alicia Plummer. So I was looking at some texturing ones. I mean, I have even
Wow,
more.
that's 8 already.
Oh my god, I have so many. I have so many tabs open.
You know what?
Guys.
There's one that I've wanted to do that I think it's called the Londonburg. It's got some texture. It's got color work and texture. It is by. No, I'm
I know, right? This is the thing.
Savory Knitting. It's so funny. I used to never remember Savory Knitting. You know who I mean.
I do know who you mean. I was also looking at Spirally pattern, which is a really interesting one.
Spirally?
Yeah, I think I just want to make that one. I don't know if I want to teach that one. I think I just want to make it.
Okay.
And there was one more that was a front runner, Smoke by Anna Strick. Because that has a contiguous sleeve, and I think that's a really interesting. Because this is the thing, like, how many yoke sweaters do you want to make?
A lot.
Do you want to? I want to make a lot. How many set-in sleeve sweaters do you want to make? I want to make a lot. How do you tweak fit on both of those things? I mean, I'm torn.
Yeah,
I'm torn. So help me out.
I'm trying to look up the. I'm looking up the designer of that sweater.
Yes, I want to see. I want to see that one, and I'm thinking perhaps Amanda will throw in pictures if she's kind and has time, but if not, that's what Google's for.
Ravelry, or both.
Or Ravelry, or both. And my process is really to go dive deep into my favorites, into
Amy Christoffers, of course.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And I was also thinking, you know what would be really useful is like, I think the Weekender is a great first sweater, and I think that's why it's a perfect like first sweater class, and Seisha is so good at that, and like Evelyn has like an amazing eye for like kind of like that design your own color work, and she had like a whole arc to her classes this session. And I'm also thinking like maybe we should do like wardrobe basics, like because in my sweater classes I don't necessarily want to repeat the same sweaters over and over again, but Lord knows how many Felixes have we made.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well, that's another good first sweater class.
It is a good first sweater class.
Yeah, first sweater maybe for someone that has done a little bit of short rows before, or whatever.
I feel like you could learn.
You totally could learn it. You could.
But like maybe there needs to be kind of like a tried and true favorites. Like Love Note is a fantastic one. I loved teaching that one a couple of years. Ranunculus. Stacia's done a bunch of Ranunculus classes, which are awesome. Yeah. And I think that maybe we just need to figure that out.
All right.
So now I'm rambling.
So, all right. So our giveaway for this episode is going to be a ball of Dash, which we just showed you all those colors. You can let us know which one you love. You can look on our website. There are 6. And we are asking for you to either vote for one of those sweaters that Jen just mentioned, or if you have a suggestion for a DK weight pullover that we have not mentioned, we are happy to hear that as well.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to draw a little note from here to here. All right. So you want to see? Well, this is like DK to worsted weight because it's Corey worsted, which is like a light worsted.
Oh, not Corey worsted.
I have been working since the last episode on my 1908, and last night I split 4 sleeves. Yay! So I'm gonna take
I
that
love
off
that
of there.
color.
Isn't it so pretty?
It's so pretty.
So I actually did the thing. I left that's where I was at the end of the last episode.
Oh my goodness, you did so much.
Because I was recovering from knee surgery.
You can't move. It's great.
It's perfect for cables, right? So, yeah, I love this. This is another Thea Colman pattern.
I love her patterns.
I love her patterns, her aesthetic. I mean, this is so detailed. It really, it's got specifics for, I don't know, she's got 10 sizes, I think.
That's great.
From extra small to multiple larges, and I am making the 53 inch, which I think, it's going to have a few inches of positive ease. When I block it, I know, even though the yarn didn't really grow in my swatch, just the weight of the garment, it is going to get a tiny bit bigger. So I did try it on last night when I was, I don't know, it's like the first 6 rows of the pattern, you're doing lots of twisty cables, and then the next 6th row, you're just doing what I call them the circles, they're honeycomb cables.
Yeah. You're in the chill out section.
Yeah, you're just doing and honestly, I really do recommend, I mean, I'm up to the sleeve divide, I haven't finished it, but so far I highly recommend this pattern, because you would think that this might be a little difficult to memorize. After about 2 repeats, it's not like I never check my chart, but at the beginning of the row I peek at the chart and then I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing, and you're fine. You really don't have to constantly refer to the chart.
Well, and sometimes with cables you're like, all right, you got a bunch of rest rows, and then an action row, and this it's like every other row is like a partial action row, because the big cables you really just do what you see. So the camera cut off. We're not sure exactly where, but. Your honeycomb cables.
Yeah, so there really are every other row for the first 6 rows of your repeat. There's a fair amount of action, but even that becomes intuitive after a while.
That's awesome.
You really know what to do, and then every other row for the rest of it, you've got your honeycombs. But basically, you really just read your knitting. It's like, if they were going out, they need to go in. If they were in, they need to go out.
Yeah.
So it really is.
I like a honeycomb cable.
Yeah. Because it's very, and you do have, when you're working in the round, you have those, knitting rest rows in between.
I love those knitting rest rows in between, because sometimes you're like, that took me an hour to do a row.
Yeah.
And now you're like, no, it's going to take me like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and now that I'm on to, having divided, my rest rows are purl rows, which are not quite as fun, but they're fine. They're fine.
They're fine. That's just for the yoke part.
I was working on this at Knit Night last week, and I managed to do an entire knit row instead of knit the knits and purl the purls. That's what happens at Knit Night. It is, you
gotta have a Knit Night project, right? You gotta have one that is like, or weave in ends, or something. Yeah, no, it definitely is. I probably should not work on this at Knit Night tomorrow. I do have another project. It's beautiful. So what are the sleeves like for this pattern? I can picture it, but I can't picture it.
They are, well, it is drop shoulder. Okay. But, I mean, there is a little bit of armhole shaping, but it's still drop shoulder.
So like a modified drop, basically.
Yeah. And, so they're not going to be full-length sleeves. And they're in the same cable pattern.
Nice. That's going to be so pretty.
Yeah.
And that is done in La Bien-Aimée Corey Worsted.
Exactly, Corey Worsted. This is the color Dawn.
It's stunning.
Thank you. It's so pretty.
So pretty.
I love it. And actually, we did just do an order with LBA last week, so we have more on the way.
Yay.
We have a good amount in stock right now. I bought 8 for this. I am just about finished with my 3rd.
So do you think...
I don't think I'm going to use more than 6.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, It's always better to get what you need.
It's also hard to know when you're doing cables, because cables really
do eat a lot of yarn.
Suck them up.
Yeah. But this is, it is... She says it's cropped. I mean, I don't know. I tried it on at the length that it said, but also I didn't block it. I didn't want to steam block it because it's cables. I didn't want to overblock it.
Yeah.
Which that's definitely one of Seisha's tips too. You don't, if something's still on the needles, but you need to see what the fit's going to be like.
Such a good
steam blocking is really a great way to go. And I don't know. I may still do that just to see how. Partly, I still need to decide how long I want to make it to the neck and to the shoulder. So
that is the thing sometimes with bottom up sweaters, is that's kind of like your decision point, right?
Yeah,
like you gotta figure it out.
It is. I think it's a little harder than top down, because top down literally, you put it on purl strings, you try it on, it's like, oh, do I do another inch? Do I not do another inch?
Right.
It's a little more fiddly when it's bottom up, but it's fine.
It's also like, it's funny because I feel like they're both kind of traditional ways to knit a sweater, but for a long time, most of the patterns available, very few patterns, this is going back like 25 years, right?
At least, yeah, because when I was
piles of yarn on me.
When I was knitting a long time ago, yeah, most sweaters I did were bottom up.
Yeah, like a lot of like the lopiasas, like if you were doing a seamless sweater or if you were doing like an Elizabeth Zimmerman style sweater, a lot of them were written bottom up.
Yeah,
and a couple of the tricks that you can do with bottom up sweaters, like provisionally cast on. Just under the underarm and work up and then work down for your width, your body. You can't do with a cable because a cable is essentially ribbing, and ribbing doesn't translate like that. It's not mirrored vertically. So that is so pretty though.
Thank you. I'm really happy with it. Oh. Yeah. So, and then I do have a knit night project, which I've done a little bit on, and it is definitely going to be my knit night project this week. This is La Bise, and I'm kind of in the middle of a row, so you're not going to be able to see too much of that, but
pretty.
This is an Espace Tricot pattern. It's really something I was doing kind of as a summer shawl. It is Jadifra Coton Effetto yarn, which is, it's cotton with, I don't know if it's lycra or poly. It's got a little something in it.
A little stretchy.
It makes it a little stretchy. I almost think it must be lycra because look, it's got like bounce.
Yeah.
Isn't it fun? But, so I am doing a modified version of the La Bise pattern. I believe I have already put my notes into Ravelry.
You're so good about that.
I try. It was funny because I finished the Bonnie Slide out of the same yarn.
Yeah.
And as I was finishing it, I realized I don't love wearing asymmetrical shawls, or I don't like wearing them as much as I like symmetrical shawls, even though I wear symmetrical shawls on my shoulder, on the front, on the back. I mean, it's like, I do with them what people do with asymmetrical shawls, but I don't know. I'm just a symmetrical girl.
You're a symmetrical shawl kind of girl.
What can I say?
We all have our preferences.
We do. So one of the ways I modified this is, I'm doing the same increases on both sides rather than doing a double increase on one side and a single increase on the other side. So it is funny though, when you look at the pictures in that pattern, you would think that it would be, given how many more increases there are on one side than the other, you'd think it would be very asymmetrical, but it's really not.
But it's not. It's
subtly asymmetrical. And that's why I didn't even notice it originally.
Yeah.
Because,
But that's also one of the advantages of like, this is why you read your patterns ahead of time, so you can be like, tweaky.
It's
but
true.
I mean, we tweak, the two of us especially. We're tweaky.
Yeah. Oh, there was something I should have gotten while the camera stopped.
Oh.
But we can keep.
We'll pause.
We can keep talking for a minute.
We'll keep talking.
So,
what else do we have? I mean,
did you bring any other whips with you?
I have my Felix and Corey confetti that I'm almost done with.
Cool.
But I am not doing that until I'm done with this because I've already
commit to finishing.
Commit to finish. Yes, and then now like my brain space is still pretty. I have a lot of other whips floating around the house. No idea where they are because I don't know where anything in my house is because I literally have chairs stacked on top of chairs up to the ceiling in my front room.
But they are making progress. They are, at least it's
drywall.
They're making progress. Yeah, drywall's a big step.
Drywall's a big step. Floor would be an even bigger step. Cabinets would be the next big step. Windows would be awesome because it's getting cold. Windows are end of October. So
wow.
When those go in, I'll be like, yes, party. I have a lot of whips floating around my house. I don't know where they are. I also have yarn that I spun for Stacia that is currently behind plastic that I can't access until after the drywall is done. And I was like, I can see it through the plastic, but I can't get in there. So I'm kind of allowing my brain space to be occupied by what sweater do I do?
I think that's a good thing to be occupied by.
I know,
we've got people waiting to sign up for your
I know, and then
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying,
I was also looking at Nurtured by Andrea Mallory.
Yeah,
I've made that one before, and I love that one. That's that could be either DK or worsted. I'll have to check the gauge on that.
Well, it would be nice in a way that if people could pick a DK or something like Corey worsted if they wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So I have 2 future whips that I would like to talk briefly about.
Let's talk about future whips.
One of them is here, and I do need to make a note I do have a note here, send pics to Amanda, so that she can put them on the website. So you all know how much we love these Hardycraft kits that we got. You know, we showed you different things we've made. I had the bunny stack last time.
Love the bunny stack!
Had the little bird. Actually,
bunny stack is on display in the store if you want to see it. It is the cutest thing in the world.
It's so cute. It's really cute. Excuse
adorable.
me if I said I mean I made it, but it's not my design. It's cute because they designed it super cute.
I mean, it's super cute.
It is so super cute.
It's super cute.
So we had, you know, all these great crochet kits from Hardycraft, and people were saying from the minute we started putting them out, do you have any knitting kits? Do you have any knitting kits? So in our set, when we did our restock, we did get some knitting kits. So we have a bear. I don't know if you maybe want to bring these up.
Cute! Yes, I will bring it up as soon as I pull through this.
We have a bunny. Oh my god, maybe I need to make this for Haley. Because Haley's nickname from when she was a baby was Haley Bun. Haley, my little bunny. Haley.
I was going to say, isn't that her on Ravelry?
Yeah.
She Haley
Bun
on
she's
Ravelry?
Haley Bun on Ravelry. Okay. She used to be Haley Bun on Instagram, but she finally, like in high school, she changed it.
I'm too old and cool for that. Look at this little peanut. How cute is he? John Bear with his little overalls. I love him.
John Bear. We have Chloe Rabbit.
Chloe Rabbit with her little raglan dress.
So cute, right? And
oh my gosh, those ears.
We are hoping that they do some boy kits soon, but right now they do have 3 different girls. They have April.
I say you change some of their hairs,
yeah, that's
maybe.
True. You could do that too, absolutely.
Look at April.
May, they're so cute. I love all of them.
Oh my gosh, I love May's outfit.
Such a cutie.
How cute is she?
And then June, which
I say straight up, if you, because every kid needs a doll.
Yeah. So
Just
I'm
change
thinking about making June for my great niece Toddy, who is
I love her.
Her birthday is coming up in a few weeks. So
look at how sweet.
Yeah, I just need something else to do, right? Except I really am trying to finish my sweater for Rhinebeck, but I should be able to do that. So I will report back. I'll let you know whether I do start working on these. But the other thing, and actually this is, I'll go ahead and pause now because
okay, we'll pause here. We'll pause.
So the Hardycraft knit doll for my great niece is one thing I want to work on and hope to do for her birthday, but I don't know. Maybe it's like, it is, today's September 20th, the day we're taping. Oh yeah, her birthday is in less than 2 weeks. And I'm trying to finish the sweater, and
maybe the holidays.
MKAL begins on October 6th.
I mean,
perhaps.
Scheduling knitting and crocheting for fall, it's a skill set.
Yeah, and I don't know. I have so many things in my life that I do schedule. I don't actually like to schedule my knitting. I feel like I need to be able to... You want to
go with the flow.
And do what
Amanda schedules her knitting, and I feel like she does a good job on it, but I can't do that. I'm too loosey-goosey. Now, you're talking about the Stephen West MKAL.
I am talking about the Stephen West MKAL. So, I'm gonna give you an update on where I am with my choice for what I'm gonna use for that MKAL, which I am still thinking about doing, and then we're gonna talk about the responses we got on our question from last time.
Yes, our giveaway from last time. The giveaway,
exactly, and all the answers. So when we were last together, this is what I was thinking about doing for my...
I do love that.
I love it. I don't know if I would wear it, and I think literally these two colors together, as much as I love them and I love them together,
they will vibrate.
It could actually hurt your eyes to look at it for too long. So thinking about knitting something where you're trying to do so much knitting in a 4-week period with colors that vibrate I was just like, you know what? I love the thought, but it's almost like the shock value.
But you know what? This is the handy thing. You love the thought, you put together a kit for it. So someone else could love that thought and buy that kit, and it doesn't have to be the one that you made.
Exactly. That's one of the fun things about being here. That I get to not only put together my kits, I get to put together kits for other people, which I've done quite a few in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I kind of moved on from that. I'm like, okay, love Cocoa, love Primary Rainbow, but
I do love those two together. You can pick another one.
Yeah.
Goes with that. But what do you have instead?
So then the next thing I moved on to, and actually it was a Dreaming color, but it was a similar color to this. I'm like, all right, stick with the Coquelicot. do like a more melony, and then Ichigo for the pop, a lighter pop, which I think that's very pretty.
That's
like
really pretty.
3 tones of the same family.
And I feel like that's an unexpected tonal. You know, that's not a tonal that you see very often. I think it would be really interesting.
I think it would be interesting. So I had it here. I had it before my surgery. It was in the office. I had pulled the 5 skeins. Hadn't taken them out of inventory. So if somebody...
All set.
And we have like at least 10 of most of these colors anyway. But I had them because I was seriously considering it, but I hadn't quite pulled the trigger.
Right.
And then yesterday I was here helping somebody pick yarn for something else. And we were standing by the fingering wall. And I was
sometimes things jump out at you.
I was like, I love Tosh Sock Citrus so much. In fact, I have 5 skeins of this in my queued bin for a sweater that I should be making right now. But I'm not yet. And paper, which I used in my outstranding. One of my outstranding. It's so pretty. It's just like a creamy, it's like a creamy off-white.
Perfect off-white.
And I'm like, this is so me. I love these. And one of the colors that Tosh has, they're no longer dyeing, is called Kitten.
I love Kitten.
I have a pair of socks in Kitten. Oh yeah, I could probably even swatch with my other yarn that I have. But anyway, I think I have landed on this. So isn't that so fun?
I love that.
So, citrus, paper, Kitten.
That's a very you colorway too.
It's a very me, and I feel like the taupe is kind of an unexpected pop with these, but it works.
I agree. It totally
works.
it
really works. I think it's going to be a more sophisticated look than either of the other ones, which were a little more like crazy. I think I was being swept up with the Stephen West fun kind of like wackiness.
Swept up with that. And that's also the beauty of like I think the Stephen West MKALs is that you can go full on Stephen West color, right? Or you could go a little bit more restrained.
So I'm glad I waited a little bit. I am actually buying these today.
Okay.
I've decided. I am committing. I'm committing to this. And I'm definitely committing to doing the MKAL.
Yes.
And honestly,
she's doing it.
I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. Never done one before. May never do one again. We'll see.
But if you're going to do one, this is a good one to do.
Exactly. I totally had FOMO last year. I do not want that again this year. And I have no hesitation. Like, if I get halfway through it, even 3/4 of the way through it, if I don't love it as it's going, I will either change the end and finish it in a different way.
Yeah.
Or I will frog it and use the yarn for something else.
Yeah.
And I'm totally good with both of those things. Like, it doesn't bother me.
Well, yeah.
My knitting time, I'm also listening to an audiobook or I'm watching something on television. So I never, and it's my relaxation. It's like, I never feel like knitting time is wasted time.
Well, and we like knitting.
Exactly. It's a joy.
Like, this is not a burden.
No. So, I know a lot of people don't like to rip things out.
Yeah.
I was looking through some of my Ravelry things the other day, and it's like, finish, frogged, finish, frogged, finish. Yeah. It's like, I frog maybe 20% of the things I do, and it doesn't bother me.
And I think there are some folks who are very clearly like process versus product knitters, and like you can be a little bit of both.
Yeah,
it's totally cool. Like, and I mean, sometimes if something is not serving you as it exists,
yeah, exactly,
and you have the wherewithal to change it. I mean, that's part of why I like knitting, especially compared to sewing. And my mom's a big seamstress, but I'm like, when you cut fabric, you can't put that back together.
Yeah, exactly. Even
well, you can do it with yarn.
Exactly. You can mostly pull it apart and reuse it. I mean, that's normally
totally.
So, So, and I do understand also. Like, I've been knitting for I don't even know, like certainly over 25 years.
Yeah.
Because 15 since I started again, and maybe I might have. Yeah, I probably knit for at least 10 years in my first foray. When I started out pretty early on making sweaters and things. It's like no one told me it was going to be hard, and it's just I did them.
Yeah.
So knitting for 25 years. I would rather frog something that I'm not happy with or going to wear or want to give away than finish it and not like it.
Yeah.
I'm totally willing to frog.
Exactly.
So but not everyone is, and that's fine too. It's like I'm not saying that's the only way to be. I'm just saying like for me that's what works. And maybe part of it is because I have been knitting so long. It's like I'd rather have that investment of time and money be for something that is going to have an ultimate end use.
I think that's a very apt observation, because I do think that there's something with experience is that you've got a number of projects under your belt. You're not like oh my God, I've put all of this work into it and it came out poorly.
If it were your third project, I totally understand not wanting to frog it. You're like, I made this, I spent my time, I spent my effort,
so much hard work it went into it. And you're a lot of hard work went into it, but also like, you know, you learn stuff from failure, and not that
absolutely,
not that anything is a failure, right? Like,
well, from not completing or whatever.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly. You probably learn more from that than from the completed one sometimes.
Totally.
You know, the lessons anyway.
So what was our question last time? Was would you do an MKAL? Right?
Yes. Would you do an MKAL? Have you done an MKAL? Are you doing this MKAL? We kind of, that's why I said on this current one, I want to be a little more targeted because. So we had over 80 responses at the time I tallied it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. We had a lot really quickly this time. And I would say 30% said no, they have not and they will not. They need to know what they're making.
It's probably me.
Which was me 6 months ago.
I know. Remember when Kathleen didn't do socks?
I know, true. So 7% said no, but for a different reason. They have done one or more and will not do another.
And they're like, no.
No. I learned from my mistake or from my experience. There were 11% that said they might do an MKAL. It needs to be the right project, or they would do the Stephen West one, but they've got too many other things underway right now, or deadlines already set between now and the end of the year. Totally hear that too. 22% said maybe because they sometimes do MKALs, or they would like to try one in the future.
Yeah.
So, not a really specific reason. And then there were 7% that said they sort of do MKALs. They like to do projects that were MKALs after the fact.
Actually, I take it back. That's me.
That's more.
I want to see what the finished object looks like, and so then I'll do it.
Because it's easier to pick colors and it's easier to adjust the pattern. 6% said yes, they love MKALs, and
the diehards.
17% said yes, they are doing twist and turns this year.
That's a big percentage.
It is.
I think the twist and turns one is going to be really interesting. I feel like it's getting more. I don't know if it's like more chatter or it's got more vibes.
Well, I think like every year it's like the people who did it the previous year and then more people who, like me, who saw it last year, who joined in. So I think it definitely, and this is what, his 12th or something?
I mean, that's amazing.
It's certainly over 10. He's so inspirational. He really is a great and amazing guy. So that was kind of the summary of all that, and it's like Amanda says, we love our spreadsheets, right? We love our data. But it's one thing just to read the answers as they come in. It surprised me, number one, how many people were like, yes, I love it. And it also surprised me how many people were like, no, never. So it's good to actually see those numbers. So there were definitely 30% in the no, never, like never have, never will. 7% who won't again, but 17 who are doing this.
That's a good percentage.
And additional 6% who are like, yes, they love them. They're just not necessarily, or they didn't volunteer that they're doing this one.
So who won the giveaway?
So our giveaway from the last episode was one skein of Dream in Color Smushy of their choice.
Good prize.
Smushy sock. And the winner was Stephanie Nelson.
Yay, Stephanie!
Yay,
congratulations!
Stephanie.
What did Stephanie say?
She said she just started doing Mystery Knit-alongs this year. She successfully finished the Miss May MKAL, which Amanda also did.
Nice.
By Helen Stewart. And the Salt Life Poncho by Laura Ayler.
Oh, she's killing it with the MKALs.
And she's currently working on Mountain Musings by Lisa K. Ross.
So she's an MKAL fan.
She just started them this year and she's become a real fan.
Love it.
So Stephanie, go ahead and email us. Our email address is in our show notes, and let us know which color of Dream in Color Smushy sock you would like us to send to you.
And just a reminder, guys, if you are the winner of the drawing, in each episode, you guys have to contact us.
Yes.
To get your prize. Otherwise, what's our time?
It's 4 weeks basically.
4 weeks.
When we
you got a month.
So basically, we give you 2 episodes, a month basically to have seen it. And like we said last time, like if it's not you but you know that person, let them know in case they missed the episode.
Tap it.
Let your friends know. Because we want to give away these prizes to the people that won. The person who won, I have a note here. The person who won last episode's prize. Her name was Marianne. It was about favorite hat patterns. She won one skein of Color Wheel yarn. We have not heard from her yet. So
Marianne.
If you know Marianne, if you are Marianne or know Marianne, let her know.
Contact her.
That she was our winner from episode 84.
Yeah.
And because we want to give away these prizes. And we can draw again, but it just, like, administratively, it just gets a little confusing.
Yeah, it's a little hard to.
What do we not have?
There's a lot of moving
pulled.
parts, you guys.
So yeah.
So that's fun. So do we have anything else that we didn't?
Yes, we talked everything. We talked for two of us. We talked a lot.
I know. It's good.
It's so funny. This morning I was wondering. I'm like,
oh, are we gonna fill the time?
Are we gonna do an hour?
We should never question ourselves like that.
We don't have trouble talking. Yep.
It's hard when you have a lot of extroverts in a group because we're all like me.
And then we'll watch this and get to see what Amanda talked about.
I know, it's like it's like our own little mystery.
Yeah,
our
exactly.
Own surprise. So
thank you so much for watching.
And don't forget to comment below and help me make up my mind.
Yes.
Because I can't make up my mind.
Do you love one of those patterns, or is there another DK pullover you suggest that Jen teach in her fall sweater class? And
it can be popular. It doesn't have to be popular.
Yeah, exactly. If you're thinking about it, Jen does that sweater class by Zoom.
I do.
On Sunday mornings.
Folks can join from anywhere.
And we've
Sunday
met,
mornings,
we've
11
met
to
some
12:30.
podcast watchers through those classes, which is really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a fun class. It's there's always a good group
I've
of
audited a
people.
couple of them. I love it. Aww. Depending on, I said last time with the list she sent, I'm like, if you do number 6, I'm auditing.
I know, you're like, do number 6,
just
and I want to do
number
number 6.
You over. I
know.
know.
I can't.
I get it.
Maybe.
I get it. Yeah. No, but you want to make sure that the pattern that the completed projects look like what the designer did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people when they're shopping in the store.
And there are some where I'm like, this person did not pick the right size. Right?
Oh,
like
exactly.
There's something you can tell.
It's not always. Yeah. It's not always about the pattern.
Sometimes
sometimes,
but that is kind of like a little trick. If you look at the projects, you can see.
Yeah, if the majority of people didn't look like they picked the right pattern, then maybe there's something up about the sizing.
Maybe there's something weird.
Yeah.
Which is not a problem if you go in eyes wide open.
Exactly.
Right? You just got to know what you're getting. So in the meantime,
thanks so much for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us, like and subscribe.
If you haven't.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Shop Yarnia. You can get all of the details about our birthday sale.
Yep. Oh, and I forgot to say, and actually I should comment on their episode, but as part of my my hamstring stretching out too much.
Oh no!
Or no, my Achilles. I listened to first, and then during my immediate post-op recovery, watched all of A Discovery of Witches, recommended by Needles at the Ready.
Oh, nice.
So that was
work,
great.
Needles at the Ready.
Thanks, Needles at the Ready, again. So the Thursday, the day of my surgery, I binged season 1. Friday, I binged season 2. Saturday, I binged season 3. So it was perfect.
Knitting
it was perfect
and
recovery watching. So appreciate that very much.
Thanks, Needles at the Ready. They have good recommendations.
They do. They definitely
do.
I'm
good
a little bit behind on their stuff right now, but I need to catch up
I gotta
again.
catch up too.
I'm behind on Nitty Natty too.
I'm behind on everything.
You're so close to finishing.
I'm
You'll get
so
this
close
done.
to finishing.
Maybe you should just sit here and finish.
I am going to sit here and finish, and then I'll put it on, and Amanda can pop it in.
There you go.
Yes.
I like that. That's a plan. All right.
So we will see you guys.
Thanks again, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
finished it.
Yay!
You can't see from here. So I'm going to go
back.
Look! I have a finished object. It only took like 4 months. Sorry. I don't know why. Just a thing. But I'm very happy with that.
Yes.
It's the Anker tee in damask, and I added short rows. And I'm finally finished. Most of the ends are even woven in, and the tubular bind off is done. Yay! I'll wear it next time too. Yay. Bye guys.